If you're thinking of making a big move to Kansas City, you may be wondering, is now the best time to move here? If not, when is the best time of year to move to Kansas City for me? There has been so much confusion in real estate the last few years that many buyers are now experiencing analysis paralysis, and they've been missing out on opportunities, waiting to see someone else jump first. The last couple of years, we've seen prices soaring, extreme demand driven by buyer FOMO or fear of missing out, and those buyers, they were desperately trying to secure those sweet, historically low interest rates. Of course, in the last year, we've seen those rates stripped away and then doubled, causing a mini recession, due largely to just sticker shock. However, we've already seen that demand return, and prices not only are being made back up, but they begin to appreciate again beyond the prices of last year. How is anyone supposed to know what's even going on? Even locally, people, they're confused. The news is often talking about a market in a far-off coastal city. Plus, it's not uncommon that by the time the news is covering the story, it's already over and self-corrected. Real estate is not a stock and it shouldn't be day traded. However, in the last few years, it sure felt that way, didn't it? Now, in this video, I'm going to cut through some of the static and help make sense of the Kansas City real estate market for you. I'll share some thoughts that I hope clear up some of the uncertainty that you may be experiencing and help you formulate a plan to buy right when you come to Kansas City. Hey, I'm Justin Berry at the Plains Paris Real Estate Team right here in Kansas City. If you're even thinking of moving to Kansas City and you need to know everything you can so you move right the first time, go ahead, hit that like button and ring that subscribe bell. That way you're notified every time one of these super helpful videos comes out. We get calls all the time from people just like you wanting to escape their expensive and crowded cities and move to the good life right here in Kansas City. We absolutely love it. If that sounds like you, go ahead, give us a call, text, email, or even slip into one of our DMs if you want. We're here to make moving to Kansas City a breeze. We can't wait to get started. Remember, when it comes to moving to Kansas City, all you got to do is point the direction. We'll guide you there. Now, the first thing you have to know about Kansas City's real estate market is that, save for the last few unicorn years, our market ebbs and flows, or like I like to say, it waxes and wanes. This is because we have 4 seasons. Some people don't want to move during the winter. Winter can be tricky. You never know what weather you're going to have. So many people after the holidays, they just skip this season altogether. Now, many people also, they move around the school year. So, the house goes on the market at the end of spring and it times out so that it closes right at the end of the school year. Now, others, they just simply believe they will get more in the spring because that's what they've always heard. Well, all of these points are true to some extent. What you don't know, unless you work in the industry, is that every situation in real estate is different. Every person has different needs, beliefs, and goals. We sell homes year-round, and selling a home in the spring does not necessarily mean it brings more money, even if the graphs say so. Yes, it's true that more buyers are generally in the market in the spring, but there is also a lot more competition. The best houses come on and the highest qualified buyers bid on those properties. These again are the buyers and sellers who were likely most prepared to be shopping or selling, and they timed their move around this specific period. Not all houses, though, that go on the market sell during this time. These overlooked homes, they just didn't stand out when positioned against the market at the time. Sellers during these periods, they often overprice in anticipation, thinking that the spring market will reward them, and then they later have to discount themselves once the preferred homes are removed from the market and those top tier buyers are mostly taken care of. When we look at our Kansas City market, we can see that the peaks in the spring and we can watch prices come down throughout the year, but it doesn't really tell the complete story. Again, each house is unique and it's not like a stock. Remember, most people that plan on selling their home, they plan on doing it in the spring. Most of the homes on the market after the spring were the homes that had been picked over. Now, if you were watching the market month over month, like the news has been reporting, it could appear like every summer, fall, and winter that the market experiences a mini crash. Now, is that what's really happening though? No. You see, when you play with averages, the outliers get ignored and the actual market picture kind of becomes distorted. If a great house comes on the market in October, in my experience, it's still going to sell for what it would have sold for in the spring if not more. It's just that the average sale in October is a discounted sale that was listed in the spring and that only sold once it was positioned correctly by pricing it correctly. Sometimes sellers who have a home that I refer to as white rice, they can actually fare better in the off market when there's less competition. Now, when I say white rice, I mean a great house. It's just one that didn't stand out over the competition. When it's positioned in a market where buyers are very serious, say the fall and winter seasons, these buyers, they're only moving generally because there's a certain timeline they have to meet, switching for a job. They have something going on where they have to move at that time. It's not like, hey, I want to move in the spring and find this utopic experience. These buyers are very motivated. So they may actually give less consideration to a color scheme, while in the spring, a home, in order to stand out, must position itself well against constant competition. Now, we've talked a lot about how the market applies to sellers, but I think it's important to know how it works if you want to find an opportunity as a buyer. If you're moving to Kansas City, the prices here, they've been historically very stable. Even during the recession, our adjustments in value, it was nothing compared to what was reported on the news in places like California, Florida, and Arizona. As a buyer, if you want the most amount of choices, of course, the spring, it's going to offer the most inventory. You're going to find great houses, and it's going to generate the most demand, which means your leverage at this time will be less, especially if others want the same property that you do. But if you're looking for a great buy, you can look for homes that have been marketed more than 90 days and then make offers. You'll have less competition as a buyer in the winter months. You can often snag better buys, especially if a seller is fatigued. Beat the sellers to their price adjustment and you can beat your competition to it as well. Sellers, they're just sitting around wondering why they're not getting offers, but the buyers are waiting around for the sellers to make price adjustments. So real estate, it's not retail. Just be willing to make offers and you'll find opportunities. The perfect time of year just really depends on what's most important to you. Again, we sell houses all year. There's just different tactics for different seasons. If you'd like to formulate a strategy, maybe you know when your start date is, or maybe you're looking to buy an investment property, we can find solutions throughout the year that work for you, whether that's making offers on stale listings or finding homes for our buyers before they're even listed. We can help you find your perfect home in the Kansas City area that works, again, for you. If that's you, again, go ahead, like and subscribe, then give us a call at 816-439-8705. Call, text, email, DM, whatever's best for you. Lean on us and let us make moving to Kansas City a breeze. Remember, when it comes to moving to Kansas City, we have solutions. All you have to do is point the direction. We'll guide you there.